Hi, welcome to Movie Synopsis. In this video, I am going to tell you drama romance of 2015. Hope you like it. Let's start. The name of the movie is Natasha. The movie starts and we see a boy named Nishan. Mark was here partying with his friends. After the party runs out of tokens, one goes physically room with a girl, but the girl refused to be physical with the Mark. Due to which the Mark goes out silently. From here the Mark comes to his house. Nishank comes home and watches Mia's videos. Khalifa falls asleep in his laptop. The next day Mark's mother picks him up. He says that his uncle is coming today. If you meet him, get up early and get ready. Next we see Mark's uncle who arrives. Mark was at home with his wife, Jenna. He was having dinner here from Russia. Together when Mark sets his sights on Gina. A bra that makes the Mark visible. Mark's mom on Jenna's bra after dinner. Tells Mark that Gina is going to Russia today because Jenna was already won marriage with whom she is 14 years old. Betty and she will go to Russia to get it. A few days later we see the Mark. The family that will come to pick up Gina. Airport living comes with it here. Daughter Natasha Mark met Natasha here. For the first time a few days later. Mark's uncle remarried. Everyone comes to Gina after marriage. Here was Mark's house and party sign. Only seeing Natasha after here. Party over Mark brings Natasha to him. In the room, Natasha asked, "What do you often do?" This sign tells you the time of your room. Natasha says, "I play video games on my own." Room and study. Natasha says, "You have ever brought a girl to his room and met him physical with his Mark, then calm?" After listening to Natasha, she says that you are only 14 years old and how can you talk about being physical? In youth you are not ashamed. All of them say that Natasha is not me. Don't be ashamed of them all. Things because I've been physical. More than 100 people, and if you feel that way you can be physical with me too. Mark says, "Your mother married me. Uncle, that makes you my cousin." Sister hearing this, Natasha says that anyway, don't worry, my mom is great. Cheap type of woman because I have seen. They often have physical relations with others. The sign suddenly goes silent and doesn't say anything. One day Mark's mother comes him and she tells Mark that Natasha I have come to this city for the first time. Because of which she doesn't know much about things here and there. He doesn't even have a friend here for that. Until Natasha makes someone her friend. Here you stay with him anyway, he seems being your cousin. The next day, Nishan comes to Natasha's house where Natasha's mother tells Mark about Natasha. And says that Natasha is still a little girl. So if she says something wrong to you, don't be angry with her. Natasha's mother asked Natasha to open the door. When he opened the door, his mother asked him, "Get ready and go out with a sign." Natasha left angry with her mother. The room sign also goes after Natasha's sign. Natasha asked, "Why are you angry?" Your mother then tells Natasha that she doesn't like his mother at all. She really hates what Mark talks to. Natasha is here and he brings her to his friend Rufus' house. Loves Natasha. Rufus asks Mark to meet Natasha. Mark tells Natasha that Rufus lives alone here because a few days ago his parents have gone for a walk another city. After this sign and Natasha come to a restaurant and have dinner. Mark dropped Natasha off at his house. He says to Nishank, "Don't come to my house tomorrow because tomorrow I will do it myself. The next day when you come home." Mark then studied at home. Natasha comes to his house to meet him. Both sit and talk to each other and then go out for a walk through cycle. Mark mates on the way some of his friends and he, seeing Natasha, gives them drugs. Learns that the drug is in the Mark, so when he coming home, she asks for a sign for a drug sign. Also gives Natasha drugs. Sit in the living room and get drunk. If he asks for a Mark for his laptop, he also marks it. Allow him to use his laptop. As Natasha opened the laptop. Watch adult videos on laptop. Actually Mark was looking at this adult video but he forgot to turn it off. Natasha enjoys watching these videos. Natasha opened her Facebook profile. His laptop and started showing it to him. Private photos to Mark by viewing photos. Mark's weapon is standing up, says Natasha. "Would you like to be physically with me?" Before Mark says anything here, Natasha. Because of this, his clothes start to come off. The Mark becomes physical in his room. With Natasha after getting both physical. They start liking each other. Spend as much time as possible with each other. Both of these are physical many times. The one-day mark is slowly starting to gain. Natasha was attracted to one-day marks. Uncle and Natasha's mother go for a walk, because of which Natasha had to stay. Mark's home sign and Natasha is in it. Room together and talk, says Natasha. She likes to live with the Mark and Desire. Mark says she can stay here forever. Yes, why not stay here as long as you can? You want it, Natasha said sadly to Mark. His mother is cheating on Mark's uncle, because his mother still visits another man. Natasha says he told his uncle everything about him but that. I couldn't believe what happened next. See, Mark's uncle and Natasha's mother just returned home from a trip. Natasha's mother asks Natasha to go home with that, but Natasha says that she doesn't want to leave because she enjoys it. Natasha's mother says this while here, that I know why you don't want to go here and I know all that you have. Hearing this, Natasha did with Nishan. Starts fighting with her mother, but Mark's father was holding Natasha. His mother is very angry with Mark's mother and Dad gave Natasha a lot of advice, due to which Natasha has to go back home with her mother. The next day Mark comes to see Natasha at her house, where Natasha's mother tells, it's not your fault, son. Natasha is a spoiled girl with a habit. Nasty enough she has become physical. Many old and young people. Saying that, Natasha's mother closes, opened the door and asked to get out of here. Check out Natasha here tonight. Comes with him to Mark's house. Samama Natasha told Mark that she will you go back to his city? With me. This sign does not listen anything after Natasha says that to her mother is divorced from her uncle. Because I was getting physical with you, uncle, and physically my mother saw me and I wanted to do it there. My mother and you will have a fight, uncle, so that my mother doesn't __ you. Uncle can do. Nishan says nothing here and it takes Natasha inside. The room Natasha will leave tomorrow is a sign. Sad because he fell in love. Mark's with Natasha in the morning. Natasha takes some money from him. Natasha will have no problem leaving. From here on, Natasha leaves quietly, taking her stuff to Mark's house. There was talk about his uncle's divorce. Why did Gina divorce Marcus? Uncle Mark knew the whole truth, but this. After a few days, he does not tell anyone. Mark's friend Rufus calls him, but Mark. One day Rufus doesn't pick up the call. Mark comes to Rufus's house and sees Mark. Here is Natasha, who is now living with him. Rufus tells Rufus, Mark, that I called. Let me tell you about Natasha many times, but you didn't pick my call. Natasha seems. Here is the sign on the sign looking at Natasha. The sign of anger here understands that love matter is nothing but everything. The sign of deception also takes its cycle leaves. From here, an angry Natasha just keeps it looking at it after coming home. Thinks of Natasha and with him. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching, guys.